Yes, well, we're back from the break. It's exactly 3 minutes past 8, and you're still watching Smart Means Business. I'm Andrew Barreje here with Masi Katsime, and definitely driving you all the way. Well, still to remind you that the market's on the Zabo platform. Any time from now, just about 12 minutes left for them to start being operational. And the participate is quite very simple. Start tonight to hash. Simply the code for you, where you'll be in position to actually buy government bond securities for just 15,000 Ghana shillings. Now at exactly 8:15, markets are going to be opening and run up to 3:15 p.m. That is West African time. This is effective. That is up to Friday. Apart from the weekends and the public holidays when this markets cannot be accessed. But of course, despite that, you have the rest of the days to capitalize and make money. Something which I believe personally that you can actually is very key and instrumental to your financial growth and development as an individual. Zabo made this a reality and a possibility for anyone that is willing to take this on, and that's why it boldly says, "My money, my future." And all Tech East Africa comes out and clearly also says, "You got to do something for yourself." It is 2023. Well, now at this point in time, let's get inspired as we kickstart off our morning, and on such a Wednesday as we get into our entrepreneurial tips and quotes, and to be very key and instrumental to one of the key ways to run your business efficiently and profitably. Well, that is it for our business tips and quotes. As you can actually see there, it has something to do with focus on social media, which definitely seems to be the way to go despite what is ongoing in Uganda. That's just being abused all day, all time. I mean, it's a time when people actually really need to focus on matters that really are of substance, rather than pushing it all the way to what that doesn't add up. But you can actually use your social media quite very efficient and be in position to make some good money. Now, recently we had, on top of social media, we had the streaming awards that happened over this week. I think it was probably, it must have been Friday last week or over the weekend. I'm not certain of the dates though. And we saw quite, there is a gentleman I love so much, it's called Mr. Beast. Always in the streaming awards, it actually emerges as somebody that is to be noticeable, out of the content he makes. And, this is also part of the social media. You're relating with people can relate with you. And, and the content you create is what actually they attach to you. Because it had quite a number of categories, comedians, so many content creators. And with this, they're able to actually earn a living as a result of that, and how best they actually, this is because of how best they use their social media, and they be able to be, and they're in position to be paid something as a result of the content they create. Now, the ultimate question really comes back to you: for the times you join the social media, for the times you've been on social media, what is that tangible thing that you have actually gotten from it?
Yeah, well, the kind of impact that you have had on people.
What kind of impact have you had on people by the messages?
I think that is why most people, some countries, maybe like, is it China that is banned TikTok? Even the US.
No, actually, no. China banned Facebook.
Oh.
Actually, some
country that really did
banned TikTok. TikTok was banned in some state in America.
Okay.
Was it San Francisco? Yeah, I'm not certain, but some state in America banned TikTok. For China and Russia, for them, they actually have their own engines.
Oh.
This kind, they have their own version, like Facebook. Those nations really don't want to. They want to. The Western perspectives, they entirely get rid of them at any cost. They have to. Yeah, so that's the reason. So,
I mean, these social media, some of those social media platforms, they are distraction.
No, you see what is happening of late. Nudity is increasing in our country, Uganda, but nobody is noticing that actually fuel is increasing. By the start of 2 weeks from now, 2 weeks back, a liter of petrol was going for 5,000, about 5,080 shillings. Now it is 5,328.
And nobody notices.
And nobody is noticing that, but people are busy. Actually, at some point in time, I'm not being a prophet of doom. I reached and I'm like, I wish we reach a time and a liter of petrol is 10,000. We shall see if people will still to pay attention to such useless posts that are out there on Twitter, the nudity. I mean, it's becoming like a profession, but let me tell you something. You can chill now, but the time is going to come when you can't even look at them. When you're now focusing. The videos that are going to be going viral at that moment are people sleeping hungry, people dying in their beds because they are starving. No, if we don't actually pay attention to things that matter, it will the circumstance will actually force us to pay attention to them. But the better, the earlier the better, really.
Anyway, for most people people believe that maybe social media is a way to escape from maybe work, just
escape work. How?
Escape. It's an escapism room. It's like somewhere you go to keep your mind off things. But of course, also the content also matters.
What you put out there matters.
Yeah, comedy is good. You could watch a little bit of comedy, but social media lately has been on who has, I don't know, the worst, who talks more, who has the most abusive language. People are not putting out the kind of information that, people maybe 50 and above need to know, updating. It's supposed to be a platform of updating people what's happening in our world, in our communities, so definitely what we are, just imagine, I've seen scenarios where someone posts something really important. It doesn't get likes, people just pass.
People don't actually. I know the other day I was watching somebody was saying, there was this meme of the guy, was an old man and the lady, I think they were a couple, and they were sitting in the sitting room reading the Bible, each person was holding a Bible, and then somebody was saying, why don't such photos like this trend on social media? Always that. And you see the nations that we're trying to copy that are doing this aspect, they are somewhere. Uganda, we are too behind to start thinking of such things, to think we can make a fortune out of it. There are quite lots of things. And how can a nation even prosper on such things? How can a nation be known for such? So it's something to check ourselves.
Something trends and people lose focus on what is actually happening.
Yeah.
It's like a force of distraction from whatever.
It's a force of distraction to actual economic matters that are happening. But all these some sort of have an economic implication. People try to think, they're diverted to that. They pay less to investment. Nobody thinks about, there's this idea that I saw on social media and maybe I could try it out. I see different platforms for investment on social media. Of course, I'm not saying all of them are worthy trying out. Some are scams, so you should be careful on that. But nobody talks about that. But the only thing you can't discuss, there is a new video. Have you watched it yet? And you really wondered, and I'm like, okay, well, why really? Why go to that extent? Why is that? Why don't you say, I saw a new idea on how to make money? You can actually, I saw something and this still on Facebook. Though I didn't have money, but if I had money, I would invest it because it was genuine. I knew way you can invest in Tesla with just $10. With stocks, and at the end of the month you can have some good money, about $100. Investing $10 and you get $100. Now I'm giving you free advice, but you just need to find ways you can invest in there. Actually, we had an application that used to link Ugandans to buy stocks on New York Stock Exchange. But I know probably some of you could be shocked about that because you don't come across it. You only come across unique videos And when you see that video, you tell your friend, I have a new video here. And you're quick to share such a video, but you're not quick to share an opportunity that, oh, there is this. But anyway, sometimes I don't blame people that don't share such opportunities because they know they won't make sense. It's like giving a baby a piece of gold. They're going to throw it in the toilet. They're going to play it in the dust. They won't value it. So let's learn to value knowledge and information. It's the only key wealth we have to have that financial freedom. You know, did you know that you can actually thrive in an economy which is in a recession? How do you do that? The information is out there. You know, such things should actually be the driving factors. Because if we had them with our population in Uganda, which is constituted by the youth, trust me, unemployment. You see now, I think unemployment is at quite a huge level. I'm not really certain of the figures, but if youth worked with such knowledge, understanding investment, markets, you know, all these, I guarantee you the unemployment rate would be reduced by at least 30%, if I'm not certain. But if we keep on the way we're doing, we're not going anywhere. Like, these are facts people don't want to hear, but that's the truth.
Anyway, for my part today, I would like to focus our eyes on is it like us having a thing that relaxes you. You know, I really feel like someone should have a thing that relaxes them. For some, it's sport. For others, it's meditation.
Meditation.
Yeah, meditation is very key. For some, it's workout.
Yeah.
You know, workout actually helps with the relaxation of the body. You know, you get to sweat and all that. So find a thing that you know, once you're doing it, the world is just, it's you in the moment.
It's you in the moment.
Yeah, and that I like Michael Jordan, the famous basketball player.
Michael Jordan, yeah.
Wow, he really, for the basketball lovers, I know you know him, so I have a brother who likes him so much. And he said actually, quoting, and he says, when I step into the court, I don't have to think about anything.
When he does what?
Steps into the court, the basketball court. And if I have a problem off the court, I find that after I play, my mind is clearer and I come up with a better solution. It is like therapy. It relaxes me and allows me to solve problems.
Yeah, so literally, he's bringing the aspect of focus.
Yeah.
You see, when we talk about focus, I don't know how we perceive focus, but focus is way deeper than just looking at something and you say, oh, I'm focusing. Spirit, soul, body. Yeah. Should be on that.
You know, I had a friend and they used to say, by the way, when I'm running, that is when I get more ideas. How is that possible? When you're running, that's when they're jogging.
Yeah, when you jog and you get lost in the moment.
Yeah. So he's like, I was jogging and something popped up. That is his moment.
Of focus. That's how he can focus.
Yeah, that's how he can focus. And someone will be like, oh, maybe if I'm meditating, something hits me, that's when I focus.
Personally, when I'm listening to hip hop, I get ideas.
Yeah, so get that thing that gets you to focus and come up with solutions, you know, instead of being fixed. So if you feel like maybe your day has been rough, find that thing. Get maybe 30 minutes, go to the gym, work out. Do some workout, do meditate, do yoga, you know. You know, that is when you get to relax. Those things are there to relax our bodies because that is what we love. So definitely that is in for you. Those before you get a burnout, just steal 30 minutes of your time and do something that really relaxes you.
Relaxes you.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing to do. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. And as much as you acquaint yourself with knowledge, you know, this knowledge, sometimes actually those, what you said, when you get something that distracts you and you get lost in the moment, in most cases, those ideas come as a result of what you are exposed to at some point. But you see, whenever you read something, whenever you read an article out there or things that don't seem to make sense, of course, they don't make sense to your conscious mind, but they make a lot of sense to the subconscious mind. So, well, I believe it's quite very key and important for you to really pay keen attention to such matters. And with that way, you will actually be in position to have something that you can do for yourself if that gets along. Well, it's exactly 18 minutes. That is past 8, and you're still watching Smart Means Business. I'm Andrew Barriga here with Masika Time. and of course driving you all the way with the rightful information, quite key and important for your development. Now we head into our social media trends, as you can see right there on screen.
And now this is Aboki Munyenze, and he says the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development has instructed all line agencies to enroll workers with the NSSF by the 1st of February 2024. By the way, you know, it is really, actually, I must say, this is really important. You know, most of people in the private companies, some of them are not enrolled with the NSSF.
Big number.
A big number of them. I do not know why. This is a safe avenue for us, for people to save for their retirement. I mean, it helps.
But you see, people lost trust in in saving in national saving.
Where are you going to save?
That aspect. I mean,
would you rather take them to insurance companies?
People now invested in securities.
Yeah.
Bonds, and you know, quite other properties. Somebody and. I mean, there are many ways you can actually save money. You know, recently now they introduced something called the black wallet. It's a crypto aspect. It has codes.
Okay.
Those codes, you can put money. It can't be tracked, but you just read that money to a certain crypto-based broker, and you get your money back. It's called the black wallet.
People risk, really. I feel like that's a risk.
It's
and
not
this
risky.
is a soft Bonex. And this is replying to NSSF EG, and she said, I'm having some issues with my NSSF. Oh, that's a comment. I'm having issues with my NSSF account because a friend used my number to open up an account with NSSF. So I can't access my account on an NSSF app. Instead, I see his account. So is it possible this could be fixed? Oh, this is someone conveying their complaint on Twitter, on X.
On Twitter.
So the moment she logs in, it's the other friends. Why would you share, really? The things I feel like are confidential.
Share passwords with friends or something.
Now this is Eptome, and they say salary just dropped with with the NSSF money.
Okay.
You know, they take like 5% of your salary. The people don't want to save, don't want to be saved for. They feel it's my obligation as an individual to decide.
To decide if I should save.
Yeah.
No. Well, to some, maybe they have a point to some extent.
Now this is Sylvester Ngumbao, and she says, since it's back to school week, it is important that I remind you to have a concrete plan on how you'll fund your kids' further education. Check the saving option. Okay. I think this is Kung Fu Panda, and we're seeing housing levy, payee, we have black tax, we have bills zote, this, what is this? This stupid deduction that is, you know, people have a complaint that they deduct a little some money.
From their savings?
And yeah.
They deduct money from their savings?
No, salary.
No. Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, by the time the money gets to you, really, has been chopped to pieces. And the percentage which you get the money is really, worried.
It's really bit down and worried.
Yeah, you expect a certain amount by the time it comes to you, that when it's net, you just don't want to. This is Apollo Wangalwa, and he says, why should NSSF fund startups? NSSF should fund qualified companies, not startups. For example, companies that have been compliant for 10 years and have, for example, passed the KPMG Top 100 SME exams. Otherwise, this hand-holding exercise will provide the story for the next NSSF scandal.
Yeah, by the way,
Yeah.
I think they do have a point in there. You know, startups sometimes have this aspect. It's, by the way, it's a little bit risky.
It's very risky.
Because remember, this is people's money.
Yeah,
if it's
yeah.
if it's an individual, it is okay. This brings me back to a point where I related to a point where the army was given contracts and some people were complaining. But the ultimate reason was that the people that were given the contracts initially weren't fulfilling them, taking it for granted, most especially local companies, thinking they will be favored with their under delivery. So we should not take things for granted, honestly. Because I'm a startup, I get this money and I don't even feel accountable for the money I was given. I was given $5 million US. I may not profit, but there has to be something I'm showing that actually I'm striving to get that money back.
You know those apartments that are in Luowa? Those beautiful apartments that are in Luowa. I don't know if people have yet settled in there because they're a bit expensive.
Quite a little bit expensive.
Anyway, you know, it will be for those that can afford. This is KSK Foundation, Unlocking Financial Wisdom, a moment with the CFO of NSSF, and we had a privilege of delving into the world of retirement planning with the Chief Financial Officer of NSSF, Stevens Mwanje. Okay, that is the foundation right there. And they got to discuss retirement plans.
All right.
Saving for your retirement. 55 years of age.
55.
Yeah.
You get back. You get your bag of money. Just retire in old age.
That's it.
Well, it's exactly 25 minutes past 8, and that is it for Inspiration Moment and the social media trends in here. And now, at this point in time, still to remind you that, well, the trading day has officially started. The markets on the Zap platform are now operational. Kindly participate by dialing *292#, which is simply the USSD code that will avail with options where you will be in position to actually purchase these bonds and securities for 15,000 Ugandan shillings, just the fee. And the markets are going to, they opened at 8:15, just 10 minutes back. Now they're going to be running up to 3:15 p.m. That is East African time. And this is effective up to Friday, apart from the weekends and the public holidays when those markets cannot be accessed. But of course, despite that, you have the rest of the days to capitalize and make money, something which I believe is quite key and important when it comes to your financial growth and development as an individual. That's why Zabo clearly points it out, my money, my future. And also East Africa also tells you, well, you gotta do something new for yourself. Remember, it is 2023. Now we'll take a short break and, well, when we return, business and entertainment and sports business in the pipeline.